If you're feeling like the world of technology is completely off the scale and that you can't keep up, don't worry, you're not alone. And this podcast is for you today. Now, I understand that a lot of our listeners are probably from the age of 30 and upwards. And even from being born in the mid 80s, technology has gone wild. And especially these past 10 years or so, tech is just crazy. And if you spend a lot of time on social media, it can feel like AI is completely out of control and you have no idea what's going on with it. That there's all these different things that people are telling you that you need to get to use in your business and can make you feel actually pretty rubbish about yourself and not feeling like you're keeping up with everything. So I wanted to have a discussion today about that and really talk about what does that mean? What does it mean being a business owner, living in a world that's drastically changing, so they keep saying, and how do we control the overwhelm from all these experts constantly telling us what it is that we need to do, how it is we need to do it, and the different tools that are available? And this is coming from a person who works in the tech world. And even though I've had a couple of years out, and for me, when I first came back to doing the Automation Girl earlier this year, everything did feel very overwhelming. Automations and AI have, in some senses, moved drastically, but in other senses, not. And I wanted to come on today and bring some peace to your heart and give you some tips and advice for this ever changing world and just give you some encouragement because it can feel like we're getting further and further behind and we're trying to manage our team, we're trying to manage the services of our businesses, and it can even just manage ourselves and our own lives. Let's just be real. Let's just be real for a minute. So, first of all, I just want you to breathe and know that you're not alone feeling like this. And what I think is really important is to put things back into perspective and back into balance. So, as far as AI world goes, and I'm not going to say I am an expert in AI, I'm not coming here to pitch that to you today, not at all. But even though AI is here and it is doing things, the world is not going to be ran on AI as such. And what do I mean by that? I think if we can put into perspective of AI is a tool that's there to help us and not to run us, it can feel very less overwhelming. An AI punching out some code on a computer isn't going to put tarmac on the ground of roads. It isn't going to be able to dig up roads, not without a human telling it what it needs to dig up at this point. A robot and AI can't physically build a house. They can help the plannings of a house and working out measurements. And if you are a plasterer, for example, it can take information from images and tell you what materials you're going to use and what you can need and the sizes and all that kind of stuff. That's really helpful, but it's not going to put the gyprock on the wall for you. So I always think I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and I've just been thinking about it yesterday and then today as well, which is why I really wanted to talk about it. It can feel like you're being left behind, but you're not. Businesses for the past 2000 odd years, maybe more, because let's go back to pre-Jesus, have been successful without AI. Businesses in the past 15 years have been successful without AI. AI is just a tool that's there to help us and to help take some of the heavy weight off of us, but it's not there to run us or to run our lives or to take over what humans bring to earth, which is consciousness and love, and it can nurture. It can give you words to nurture yourself, but we still need that human element on earth. And I think it's really important that we do keep that human element on earth. And I also, and this is not going to happen, this is just me putting this is not a platform for political shareness. That is not where I'm anointed. And I realize that. but I am not trusting in a tool that is not regulated and is using all the things that are already on the internet to learn about us, and you create videos and images out of what it's learning online. So I've, like, from my own stance and political viewpoint of that, I think there needs to be a line in the sand drawn now for laws to catch up and regulation to catch up with where our AI is going. Totally think that. However, it is advancing quicker than law. So that's just my little politicalness, and I don't think that's right. And via human rights, I don't think that's right either. But I'm going to leave that bit there and park that there of the human rights and using AI with integrity. But for the everyday, it can be really useful for us. And I've used it so many different ways, not only in my business, but in life. And I just wanted to give you some ideas that if you're feeling really overwhelmed and you're unsure about how you can use AI and without it feeling like you're getting left behind, there are some simple ways that you can use it that actually really help. Really help. And one of those is, this is from a personal perspective, like personal use, is helping you meal plan. I actually have a thread in my chat GTP that helps me plan meals out because I don't like cooking. I do it for survival. I used to be passionate about it. After 37 years of cooking meals every single day, like we all do, the passion's run out. So I put into ChatGTP all my requirements food wise and what it is that I want to reach and that I need high protein and blah, blah, blah. And can you please put together some meal plans and just some ideas for me to just build a base of menus off of? And it did. I'm like, yes. Like, I hate having to go through cookbooks and searching different things. Not my high point, not my strong point, and it did that for me. We've been talking about getting help either external to your business or internal in your life as leaders and as women in business, and as we're building things, we need to get help not only in our business but externally as well, and it's okay to get that help. Just having that little bit of help not organizing, actually it organized the shopping list for me too, which was amazing. But just have taken away that decision making for me of what I had to make for my meals. I eat the same breakfast and lunch every day. That's not hard. And because of that reason that I hate cooking and I don't have to make decisions about that, I make decisions so much in the day. The last thing I want to make a decision about is what I'm going to eat. So for the meals at night time, it's just taken away, and it's been my assistant with pulling that together, which I found really helpful. So that's one non-overwhelming way that's useful that you can use AI to help you in your life as an external thing for your business, like externally for you as you're running your business. And the next thing is planning out content. I've had mixed reviews of planning out content, I think, and that's from me just experimenting with it. Sometimes it's come back with really great ideas and sometimes it hasn't. But I found if I develop the ideas of what it is that I want to talk about and ask it to punch out copy for me for that, I found it really useful. Or I've also found it really useful for research. However, it is not 100% accurate. It still needs some work, as most do. You just have to keep your finger on your pulse still with what information is right and dig a little deeper within your research as well. For example, I'm looking at what car I might want to buy next, and I'm using that as a tool to go, okay, this is what I'm requiring from a car. So I don't have to go into a garage and speak to a human man who just sees a female coming into a showroom thinking, how much money can I get from her? I'm like, this is what I'm requiring from a car. Can you give me some ideas of what car might suit that? And it's come back to me with different car ideas and brands. And I'm like, okay, I can run with that. And I'll do a little bit of research into each one. And then when I find one that I like, I'll go and test drive it. So there's just some really underwhelming ways which have helped me in my life, not just in business, but the external things with life that you can implement too, that is not gonna feel too overwhelming. with what it is you want to do. And please don't feel overwhelmed. You are not being left behind. It's still a little bit broken. Things are still working themselves out within that AI tech space. I think for stuff like calculations for engineering and for creating code, it's super handy. But you still do need some tech awareness even when it comes down. I find it so funny. Like, I am not a trend follower. I don't do trends. I watch trends and I analyze, and I'll pull myself back and go, is this going to work for me? I'm not just going to jump on board just because everyone else is doing it. A big one of that is TikTok. Everyone jumped on TikTok, and yeah, early word does get the worm, but it's not really affected my life or my business in a drastic way. I'm interrupting this podcast to bring something special to you today. Imagine 4 days away in the beautiful Noosa hinterland, surrounded by stillness, space, and soulful strategy. I would love to introduce to you the Wild Women's Business Retreat. This is your chance to step out of the busy and into intentional clarity. I've been invited to co-host this amazing time away with my dear friend Stacey Close from the Rewildery, and together we'll help you to do the deep dive work, crafting a brand message, refining your offers, and setting up systems to help simplify your business but enable you to soulfully scale. If you're a trailblazer just like us and you want to be taken on a trail that you can learn on and help your mind be expanded within your business, this retreat is for you. July 29 till the 1st of August 2025 in the hinterland of Noosa, you're going to be taken away to have this much needed time of groundedness, of focus, of soulful systems and automations. There's only 6 spots that are going to be available for you to join us on the retreat. So if you're wanting to leave with clarity, just leaving knowing that you've worked on something within your business and having that refreshness in your soul, this retreat is for you, and we can't wait to hold this space for you. To register, head over to christianwomen.co/events. Head down to this retreat section and you can find out more and book your spot through there. It's just another thing. And looking at the different trends from over the years in the online space and online business and that kind of thing, we've seen the trend of building your Instagram, which people still do sell. And I feel like the people that were selling the how to grow your Instagram are now teaching everyone how to use AI. And I was looking at a woman's course the other day and I'm just like, dude, this is, anyway, don't badmouth people on the internet. That's not what we're about. We are good stewards of God. But anyway, it's just very interesting to see the trends that are coming out. And if you're being sold different AI things, bot teams, all that different kind of stuff, if stuff doesn't sit right and you don't want to have a bot to manage your customer service, that's okay. And that's what I'm wanting really this podcast to be about, is empowering you to make decisions of what is and isn't okay in your business and to hold on to those values. If you don't want to add in AI, you don't have to. If you see something that is going to help you and save you time, brilliant. But don't feel pressured that you have to add it to every aspect of your life and into your business if it just doesn't sit right with you. Some people are okay with having a bot be their customer support. And every time I go on, I'm not kidding, it has been they're useless in a lot of sense. Sometimes they're good. But I've gone onto the customer chat on people's websites that they've got, and I'll say, hey, I'm Rebecca, the bot of whatever the company is. How can I help you today? And I'll tell them, and they just won't understand it. Can you say it in a different way? And I'll put it in a different way. Or they'll go, are you requiring help with this or this? And the help that I'm requiring isn't on that list. And I always end up getting put through to an agent anyway. I'm like, I'm one human that bot has not served. How many other humans are bots not serving? Anyway, so it's okay for you not to use it, or to use it how it will help you and progress you forward with your business. We're all different. For me, what I found really handy is it with helping me with editing podcasts. In that sense, it's super useful. It helps me cut down my editing time so much. It helps to create show notes, which I'm not great at writing. So, from my skill set and what I need to put time into, that saves stuff that will take me hours to try and put together. It will do it for me. The same with me writing emails. It takes me hours to write emails and drives me insane. So it's helping me being a dyslexic person and not things sometimes just don't make sense to me. So having it there to articulate or to if I tell it what I'm trying to say and it will write it out for me, that is a perfect use of AI that's ethical, that helps me as a human that struggles with dyslexia, both numbers and letters in words. It's amazing. It's allowed me to just be so much more professional. It's empowered me to be able to get what thoughts I've got in my head out into words where otherwise I'd spent hours trying to write something and I read it 100 times. I don't see mistakes, blah, 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 blah. People, unless you've got dyslexia, seriously, pick at the words all you want and tell me all you want. I'm not going to see them by just writing it myself. I can't. And I don't have time to get someone to check every single thing that I write. So it's amazing in that sense. Look at your life, look at how you might need help, and allow it to be there for your assistant in what it might be that you need help with. And it's okay to not have it and not use it. It depends what you're wanting and what you're building and what experience it is that you want to give your customers and the values that you have in your business. So today I'm giving you permission to use it, embrace it if you need to. Don't feel overwhelmed and like you have to jump on the next trend. Like everyone's building apps now. I'm like, just because there's some, you might not know, there's some AI out there, platforms and softwares that can help you build things, which is fantastic. It'll code, it'll put up what the front of the app will look like, the design and the creative. So it'll code that for you. But I'm like, apps have been around for years and now suddenly there's just this big trend because you can use the AI to build them. So I'm like, there's going to be an even more influx of apps now. Anyway, yeah, there's different trends. There was the e-commerce trend, the podcast trend, Instagram trend, TikTok trend. There's always going to be trends, AI trend. It's about looking at it, doing brief learning about it, going, is this not going to help me? And then putting things into place if it is. Technology is amazing. I like the things that I've set up for people that have just saved them so much time have been so empowering for them. Whether it's setting up registrations for events, like the basics of even that, email marketing, learning how to bulk write to all the people that you've got on your email list. There's just so much empowerment that comes from technology, but it can be very overwhelming at the same time. And that's why I feel like going through a real ethical, thought out process with whatever it is that you're trying to do in your business, so it does run smoothly, but doesn't create the overwhelm and the fear that you're missing out just because there's another trend. You've got this. You are running a great, successful business. Business has been successful without AI up until now. So please just take a breath. Don't feel like you are not being left behind. It's just a computer thing that's doing its thing that is going to help with some elements, but it's not going to take the way of the human of life. It can't. It's on a computer. If the internet goes down, there's no AI. That's as much as it is of its value in that sense of life and the bigger picture. I hope that brings some comfort to your overwhelm. If you are feeling overwhelmed, it might have given you some ideas of how you can apply some different things in your life, external, internal in business. And I really hope that you just feel a little less overwhelmed today at what can feel like a really overwhelming space. I'm SJ. You're listening to the Christian Women in Business podcast, and we'll catch you next time.